Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel, and if it's your first time joining me, then welcome. I'm so glad you're here. This is the final installment in my Best of Beauty for 2021 series. I've already shared my best makeup of 2021, my best skincare of 2021, and I will link those below in the description box. This last installment is going to be the most diverse of the three videos. We are going to cover best of hair care, best of body care, best of fragrance, which includes both personal and home fragrance. I also want to hop in here real quick and just say thank you to anyone who has spent any amount of time with me this year, either on YouTube or on Instagram. If you've liked or commented or messaged or DM'd, I am just so grateful, and I can't believe that this is what I get to do. YouTube especially has been a big 2021 project. The channel really came to life in 2021, and I have so enjoyed the community here. I feel like people come to YouTube to hang out and to spend time in a way that's different from other platforms. And because of that, and because of the long form, I feel like we get to go deeper and engage critical thinking a little bit more, and it reaffirms everything that I've always known about beauty, which is that it's not just about the products, it's not just about the marketing and the brands and the consumerism, but rather that beauty is a window and a door to thinking about our relationships with ourselves and also our relationships with others. It's a way of thinking about difference and race and skin tone and class and access and ability and gender and sexuality, like all of these things that comprise who we are as people and as a collective. And I feel really lucky that I get to do that here in this space. So I just want to say thank you before we get into the products. Because I know this is going to be a long video. Maybe not everyone will make it to the end, and that's totally fine. So thank you. I have so much love for all of you, and let's get into it. Let's start with wash products, and the first products I'm going to mention are from a brand that you are going to see a lot in this video. It's a brand that has reigned supreme in several of the categories that I'm going to mention, and that brand is Necessaire. Now, I know that Necessaire is very social media, sexy, Instagram, that kind of vibe, but I've had the opportunity to try, I think, everything in their line, and it lives up to the hype. So earlier this year, they released their shampoo and conditioner, and these are both fragrance-free. I really loved that they came out with fragrance-free options right from the start, because I think this is a wash duo that's going to work for a lot of different hair types. The shampoo gives you a really nice lather. It is really cleansing without being stripping, and I don't find that it leaves my hair brittle or bird's nest feeling after I rinse it out. It does just what it needs to do. And I like that I have a fragrance-free option that I love so much, because sometimes my scalp can get sensitive, or if I have a lot of product buildup, it feels a bit irritated. And for other people that have scalp issues, this is a really, really great option. The conditioner is very moisturizing. It's rich. Sometimes I find that conditioners aren't rich enough for me, and I feel like my hair is thirsty for a hair mask, but with this, I don't feel like it's lacking in any way. It's very detangling. It leaves my hair nice and soft, detangled, and it doesn't leave any heaviness or residue behind in my hair after I wash it. Even though it's rich, it doesn't weigh my hair down. These both have the classic Necessaire packaging, which is a twist top. So you just twist the top and it squeezes right out. And this is 8.4 fluid ounces. So I think for the price point, these are $20 or $25. It's not the highest end, but it is a nice mid-range option. And I don't find you need a ton of product. Sometimes with certain shampoos and conditioners, I feel like I just need so much that I run through the product really quickly. And I don't think that's the case with these two. For scalp care in the wash category, I really loved the Christophe Robin Cleansing Purifying Scrub with Sea Salt. This is a mini, so it's a little travel size, but you actually really do not need a lot of this. So let me show you the texture. It is truly like a rock salt with a binder, like an oily cleansing, like shampoo-y binder. So this is what the texture looks like. You have rather large granules of salt in there, and it has such a refreshing, like spearminty scent, not in a sweet way, but in like a very green, minty kind of way. So this one I really like because the more you work it into your scalp and the more the salt crystals dissolve with water, the more it actually lathers. So this is what I turn to when I need ultra clarifying. Like, let's say I have used multiple days of dry shampoo, it's like day 4 or 5, I desperately need a deep cleanse. That's when I use this scrub. It's not something I would use multiple washes in a row because it is so purifying that I don't feel like I need that hardcore of a cleanse every time, but it is something I use when I just need like a scalp reset. For hair masks, there were actually a couple that I want to mention. So the first is what I'm using right now. It's the Christophe Robin Regenerating Mask with Prickly Pear Oil. And I really like this because it's so concentrated. I feel like I don't need a ton. It's very creamy. It's almost like a thick cream that you work through your hair. And I do feel like this is ultra moisturizing, and because of that, it feels like my hair is softer after I use this. It's also good at detangling, but it's not too heavy. My hair right now is a little bit brittle because I have highlighted it a couple of times this year. The ends, I guess it's not super blonde right now, but over the summer it was a bit brighter, and so the bleach has taken its toll on my hair, and I've put my hair through a lot over the years. I'll just say that. I've had hair of every color in the past, from scalp to tip. So that's all to say that I've really beat my hair up, and I really appreciate having a really rich, nourishing mask around to sort of baby my hair when I need it. The other mask that I love is the Briogeo Don't Despair Repair Deep Conditioning Mask. This is not a new release. This is a cute little mini, actually, that they recently sent over. I've gone through multiple tubs of this. This is a beautiful mask if you don't like the heaviness of a really thick mask like the Christophe Robin one. I know some people with fine hair or with curly hair or other different hair types may not want something that's uber rich, that's going to potentially weigh the hair down or weigh your curls down, but you still want something that's nourishing, and that's when I would turn to this mask. It is a bit lighter in weight and texture, and it's more spreadable than the Christophe Robin one. That one's like a thick cream that kind of holds its shape, whereas this one, it's a little bit easier to work through the hair. It doesn't feel quite as concentrated as the Christophe Robin one, but it is just as beautiful in moisturizing and hydrating the hair and allowing you to restore some shine and some touchability to the hair. And the mask that I love for detangling is the Amika Soul Food Nourishing Hair Mask. That mask is kind of a do-it-all. It is nourishing, it adds a lot of slip to your hair. So if you have really tangled hair, it just like allows a brush to glide right through. Like when I work it through my hair, I can just run my finger straight through my hair as I'm washing it out, and it gives me really silky, shiny hair. And I love that because it works really quickly. Some of these other masks, like the Christophe Robin one, for example, I want to spend a bit of time working it through the hair. Whereas the Amika one, I feel like I can use my fingers to run it through my hair really quickly, and I get the full effect of it without as much effort. So that's one of my favorites. a longtime favorite for many, many years now. So speaking of highlights, I like to maintain my highlights at home by using Fanola No Purple shampoo. It's a long time favorite. I have used this for many, many years. So if you're not familiar, if you have highlights or if you have blonde hair, the way to cut brassiness, which essentially is yellow and orange tones, is by using something like this, a purple or blue shampoo that you can use to kind of cut back that yellow brassy tone. I use this kind of like a hair treatment, even though it's called a shampoo. I work this through dry hair or slightly damp hair, and I like to work it through my hair really thoroughly and let it sit for 5 or so minutes. And it works even better on dry hair because your hair is a little bit more absorbent, but it really helps maintain those neutral, ashy tones in your hair, especially, you know, if you've paid a lot of money to get highlights and you want to maintain that ashy tone between appointments, you definitely need something like this. Moving into leave-in products, I love the Pureology Color Fanatic Multitasking Leave-In Spray. So this claims to have 21 benefits. I mean, there's a whole list of all 21 benefits, but it basically primes, it protects, and it perfects your hair. So I use this as a leave-in conditioner because it's very good at detangling, and it also gives my hair some moisture. It prevents it from drying out and getting really brittle. It also works as a heat primer if you want to use it before blow drying, and it just kind of does it all. It's like my multi-function hair product. You can use it on wet hair in the ways that I mentioned, or you could use it on dry hair to revive it or to prep it if you're going to curl your hair or something like that. But for me, I primarily use this when I'm out of the shower before I'm going to brush through my hair. For hair oil, I have loved the same hair oil for a couple of years in a row now, and it's the Gisou Honey Infused Hair Oil. This is also a very like Instagrammable brand, and I understand why, because aesthetically it's so beautiful. Like the glass, it's a glass bottle, it's this rich amber color, the packaging is really cute. But I also find that it really delivers on shine. I use this on both wet and dry hair. So as my hair is drying, I'll use this just on the ends to add a bit of extra moisture. And then on dry hair, after I've styled, or maybe it's a day that I have not washed my hair and I want to just add a bit of shine and revive the ends, that's when I will go in with this. And I've had this bottle for 2 years. I think they sent this to me in 2019, and I've used it very consistently. And I'm still I just passed halfway with this bottle. So it lasts a really long time. You do not need much. It's a very like concentrated, rich oil. So for treating and protecting my hair, I've recently added in the Philip Kingsley Bond Builder, and this is called a split end remedy that repairs, strengthens, and protects the hair. It comes out as a clear gel, so you have a squeezy tube with a pump, and it is something that you work through the mid to ends of your hair. And I have been really liking this extra step because I feel like it just adds a bit of extra protection on the ends of my hair where I've added the most bleach, I've done the most highlighting and color treating and toning and all of that. So even as I'm, using my leave-in conditioner and I'm using hair oil, I kind of like having this step that ensures that my hair is ultra protected. And so, yeah, I've really been enjoying it. I have not used a product quite like this that specifically targets and prevents breakage. So I've been enjoying it a lot. Philip Kingsley was a newer brand to me in 2021. I'm still trying out a few of the products and I've really enjoyed what I've tried. Moving into styling products, I have the Gisou Propolis Infused Heat Protecting Spray. So obviously any of the leave-in conditioners that I've discussed are appropriate and can be used for heat protection. I like this one because I like it actually best on dry hair. So after I've blow dried my hair, or oftentimes I air dry my hair and I'm prepping it to curl it or to straighten it or to heat style it in any other way, I like using this because it's super fine and lightweight, so it doesn't add any heaviness or additional weight to the hair. Usually by the time my hair is dried, I've already added leave-in conditioner and a hair oil and that bond repair, so there's already product in it, but I just want something that's super lightweight that I can mist into my dry hair to add extra heat protection, and I really enjoy this for that reason. Once I've styled the hair, I like to add products that add a bit of texture, a bit of grit. I've been very into like a tousled wavy hair look this year, and I finally tried the Orbe Dry Texturizing Spray earlier this year, as I was like putting together a look for our elopement in May, and I get it. I really love the Dry Texturizing Spray. It's super, super fine, and you don't need a lot of it to add a lot of volume, a lot of texture, a lot of grit, that kind of like very sexy, undone hair look. And I bought this in May. I've used it consistently, and I still have product left in this bottle. And this was a travel size bottle. It was 2.2 ounces. So that's all to say, I really don't think you need a lot of this product. When I style my hair, after I've curled it, I kind of take it between layers. I flip the layers over and I spray from underneath to not weigh the hair down and to also add volume from underneath the hair. And I feel like that's the best way of getting the most out of this product. I've also really enjoyed the Sachajuan Dark Dry Powder Shampoo. This was another product that came into my life around my elopement in May, as I was looking for products, a dry shampoo product that was dark in tint. So this is for specifically dark hair. And I really, really like this. It's not the most cleansing dry shampoo, but I feel like it has a kind of specific use, which is that it adds texture, it adds volume, it adds grit, it works a lot as a styling product in addition to having the dry shampoo properties. And if you're going to be photographed, if you're going to be under flash or under studio lights, you don't want to risk any potential white cast. It's nice if you have dark hair to have a dark dry shampoo. Not that any of the dry shampoos I'm going to mention leave a white cast, but you know, flash photography and being on camera, it's always different than it looks in person in real life. So to me, this is kind of a hybrid styling / dry shampoo product. Now, if we're gonna talk about dry shampoo for oiliness, to make your hair look and feel clean, there is just one that completely takes the cake for me. For many, many years, it was the Living Proof Perfect Hair Day dry shampoo. I've emptied dozens of bottles of that. It's the only dry shampoo that both makes my hair look and feel clean. But they came out with an even better version this year, the Advanced Clean Dry Shampoo. And this is even better. And I didn't think it could get better. It feels cleaner, it looks cleaner, and it requires less product than the original version. They still have the original version, and I would use and love that. I have used and loved that interchangeably with the new version, but I actually like this more. I find that it's a little bit less drying on the hair, but I don't need as much product somehow. It's super concentrated. It does have that floral powdery scent, which I don't mind. But yeah, it's like the kind of dry shampoo that I can use multiple days in a row. I can run my fingers through my hair, and I don't get a lot of like grit on my fingers or like under my fingernails as I'm running my fingers through my hair. I realize that's a really specific way of gauging a dry shampoo, but if you're a dry shampoo fanatic like I am, you'll understand what I mean. So yeah, they really improved something that I didn't think could be improved. For hair tools, there's just one that totally like dominated 2021 for me, and that is the T3 Twirl. This is the version of their curling iron that has a clamp, and it has the interchangeable wands. So it comes with 3 different size barrels, a 1 inch, a 1.25 inch, and 1.5 inch, I think. I think this is the 1.25 inch, and it's very easy to take off and switch out the different barrels. So I have another size here. So you just plug it in and secure it. You twist this to secure it. It clicks in, and it's super sturdy. The barrel is ceramic. It will not damage your hair. It heats up really quickly, faster than any other curling iron I've ever used. It's ergonomic. I find that the profile of this, it never falls off my counter. It doesn't have that annoying metal kickstand thing. My hair doesn't snag in any of the parts, and there are 5 different heat settings on this. So it's just a very elegant curling iron. If you're like me and maybe your go-to hairstyle does involve waves or curls, it's something that you use a lot, I really think the T3 tools are worth the investment for sure. You may not need all of the different size barrels, so you could just buy the individual size, or you can buy the twirl or the whirl. So the whirl is the interchangeable curling wand, so it doesn't come with the clamp. But I just think they're fantastic tools. I've been really impressed by this, and I can't imagine my hairstyling life without it now. So that's everything for my best of hair, and we're gonna move into the best of body products. So I have one body product that comes up every year. It's the Bioderma Autoderm Shower Oil. So this is, think of a cleansing oil for your body. It's a lightweight oil. It's not super greasy or slippery, but it's nourishing and it's cleansing. It's like very lightly foaming. If you use it with a loofah, it'll foam up, but if you just use it on its own, it's not going to foam up. But I love this because it moisturizes the skin as you are in the shower. I also love it for shaving. I just think it's a very multi-purpose product, but it rinses away clean. It's not going to leave like a heavy oily residue on the skin. It just leaves you with soft, nourished skin. I have a lot of friends that don't like to apply body lotion, and they say that when they use this, they don't feel the need to apply body lotion after a shower. Personally, I love body lotion. We'll get to that in a second, but nonetheless, I still love having this in the shower. I usually have the big liter bottle, the liter size, in my shower, and the liter is $20 and it lasts quite a while. And Sean and I both use it and we love it. It's just a household essential. I've also heard people say they use this as cleansing oil for their face, like for makeup. I have not tried it that way, but I've received several comments from people saying they love it for that reason, so it might be worth giving it a shot. It is lightly scented, but I think it's hardly noticeable, and I am someone who does have sensitive skin on my neck and chest, and this does not irritate my skin at all. It's Bioderma, so I really trust them that they know what they're doing with skin. For my fancier body wash, my favorite this year has been the Necessaire Eucalyptus Body Wash. Now this body wash comes in 4 fragrances. There is Sandalwood, which is another one of my favorites. That's a very like masculine woodsy scent. There's Bergamot, which is an even woodsier scent. Also very unisex. There's a fragrance-free version, which I love, but this year eucalyptus has taken over as my favorite. It's a very fresh green, kind of sharp eucalyptus scent. It's very spa-like. It truly smells like pure eucalyptus, like the plant itself. And this is a body wash that does foam up, especially when you use a loofah. It gives you a really good lather, but it doesn't strip the skin. It just gives you a really nice thorough cleanse. And I love how potent the smell is. When I use this in the shower, I feel like it fills my whole bathroom. I've also used this as bubble bath. when I've run out of other bubble bath products, and it actually does foam up in the bubble bath. It creates pretty decent bubbles. So that's not like part of how it's marketed, but I've used it that way. Moving into bath products, I want to preface this by saying I love taking baths. For me, it's just so relaxing. It's therapeutic for the body and for the mind. It helps me sleep better at the end of the day. It just gets me relaxed and it helps me turn my brain off. I am someone who often has like pacing anxiety brain, and it's almost like when I take a bath, I know it's time to stop for the day. So I have favorite fancy bath products and favorite everyday bath products, which I'm going to split those into different categories because they do different things. For an everyday, like casual bubble bath, I love the Dr. Teal's foaming bath. There are a few scents of this I love. This is the Eucalyptus and Spearmint. Lately, I've been really into their cannabis one. That one smells amazing. There's a melatonin one that is supposed to make you kind of sleepy. I have been enjoying that one. And there's a coconut oil one that is also really nice and like creamy and sort of soft. And I love these. They create really great bubbles. They come in very large bottles. This is 34 ounces for around $5. Usually it's under $5. And the bubbles last a decent amount of time. They're not the most scented, but enough that you get the essence of like whatever scent you're using. And I feel like I can use this bottle generously without feeling like I have to be sparing because it's really, really nice. So speaking of really, really nice products, I got really into Osea Malibu towards the end of this year. This is their Gigartina Therapy Bath. I had to look up what Gigartina is when I first got this, but it's a kind of seaweed. It's a red algae or red seaweed. And this is, how do you describe this? It is a bath powder that you add to running water and it dissolves and it turns your bath this kind of like magical light pink, and it's very fragrant. It has this kind of like zesty but oceany, like kind of salty scent to it. It really does evoke the ocean, but there's like a citrusy twist. So this is how the brand describes this. Skin-firming, moisture-rich Gigartina seaweed floods the skin with vitamins and minerals, softening and strengthening the skin's natural water barrier. So when you dissolve this in the bath water gets slightly foamy, not bubbly at all, but it does kind of coat your body in this thin layer of emollients, and it just seems to soften and moisturize the skin. I do feel like when I leave the bath, when I get out of the bath after I've used this, my skin does feel softer and just more plumped up overall. So this has been a real treat for me. My two most recent bath loves are from Suzanne Kaufman. I've heard about this brand for so long from various content creators who always rave about it, and I had the chance to try this. They carry this at Derm Store. So this is the oil bath for the senses. This is a bath oil that you add to the water. It makes the water slightly oily, but not in a heavy way, just enough that it kind of coats your skin with that skin softening oil and it moisturizes your skin while you're in the bath. I do find that sometimes when I'm taking baths with so much Epsom salt or just a traditional bubble bath, it's not as skin enriching. This definitely helps me feel like I'm bathing and also coating my skin in like a beautiful thin layer of oil. So this smells like patchouli, ylang ylang, and lavender. It's so beautiful. The bottle itself has a sprig of rosemary in it, and it's just so stunning. This is a beautiful glass bottle. It's very weighty. I've been using it very sparingly, but even though I'm only using a little bit at a time, I still feel like I get the effects of this product. The other Suzanne Kaufman product is the Mallow Blossom Bubble Bath. So this creates a beautiful foam. It's very fragrant. So this contains mallow and lavender oil, and they say it is an experience for the senses and supports the immune system. Interesting. You are definitely meant to use a lot more of this at one time than I do. I've used a little bit at a time here and there, but I still feel like I get a very satisfying bubble bath. Again, one of those products that feels very indulgent. This has a slightly definitely more lavender forward, a slightly fresher, sharper scent, whereas the other one, the oil bath for the senses, feels a little bit rounder and warmer of a scent, but they're both amazing. And if you like to take a bath, you know anyone who loves to take a bath and is a bath enthusiast, I think these are really, really beautiful gifts. So let's move into body lotions, body serums, body oils, body treatments, all of that stuff. The body care category in general, I feel like exploded in 2021. I think because many of us are spending much more time at home, it's become the ritual and experience of caring for your body and for yourself has become much more of a focus for people, as well as for brands marketing to people. But I'm not mad at it because it's a category that I really like to indulge in. I mean, I've always been religious about applying body lotion. That's how I was raised. So it's something I apply every single day after every single shower and bath. But even for me, the categories have exploded. There's just so many different kinds of body products. So starting with the most lightweight product I can think of for the body, this is the Necessaire Body Serum. This is a beautiful, very lightweight kind of gel sort of texture. It is fragrance-free, amazing. It's great for sensitive skin. It contains hyaluronic acid. I think this might also contain niacinamide. So let me show you the texture. This comes in a pump. It's a very generously sized bottle. It's 5.1 fluid ounces, and you could also use this for the face. I know people who do. I have, and I think it's great for that as well. So it comes out like this kind of very lightweight gel texture. That's too much for my hands. And it sinks in really quickly. So let me just show you. It's super lightweight. It has almost like a water burst kind of feel, and it sinks in super quickly. But it's still very, very deeply hydrating. So if you're someone who doesn't like a body lotion or a body cream, I think this is a really fantastic option for you. Also because it's fragrance-free, it works for the face and it's also deeply hydrating. I've heard a lot of derms say that they would never waste such a nice formula on their body, and they use this for the face. And I think the price per ounce is very good, especially if you use it for the face, it's gonna last forever. I like it for the body. I do use it for that purpose. But that's all to say, it's a very widely loved product because it can be multi-purpose. I like the body serum even more when I mix in a drop of the Necessaire body oil. So this is also fragrance-free. It comes in this beautiful glass jar or glass bottle with a squeezy dropper. And so this is a blend of plant oils. It doesn't say which oils on here, but it's a lightweight oil blend. I wouldn't say it's like a dry touch oil. It's not like that, but it sinks into the body, or it sinks into the skin quickly, and it doesn't leave a heavy residue. If I'm getting dressed shortly after, I don't worry about the oil staining my skin, especially when I mix it into the body serum. I find the combination of those two together gives you the spreadability that the body serum lends, with also the emollients and deep moisture that the body oil gives you. I also have and love the Necessaire body lotion. This is another gorgeous formula. It is richer than the body serum. Obviously, it's more of a traditional lotiony cream texture. This also contains hyaluronic acid and niacinamide. So I feel like it's nice if you have sunspots, if you just want a bit of a more advanced body care formula. This is really beautiful, and it sinks in quickly, but it's deeply moisturizing. Can you sense the theme here? I also love that it's fragrance-free. I feel like Necessaire took the fragrance-free category that was really targeted by brands like drugstore brands, you know, like CeraVe and Aveeno, and it turned fragrance-free into something sexier and something that could still be elevated into an experience. So this is the texture of the lotion. You can see it's definitely stiffer, richer, creamier than the body serum. And this is how it shears out. I think you can see even there, it's really lightweight. Like it's not a stiff, lotiony formula. And it leaves a sort of like soft matte touch finish. It's not greasy at all. For a body butter, I've really loved the Josie Maran Whipped Argan Pro Retinol Body Butter. I love this. It comes in this like huge jar. It's fragrance free and it has this like pink texture, and even though it's a body butter, it's not greasy. Like it doesn't leave a greasy finish. It is super rich and moisturizing and lovely, but it doesn't make you feel like you have to work really hard to rub it into the skin. So this is what the body butter looks like, and it's very spreadable. I think because it has that whipped quality to it, it just doesn't feel really, yeah, just like heavy and claggy. It doesn't feel like that at all. It just sinks in and hydrates the skin really beautifully. The one bone I have to pick with this is that there is no actual retinol in this product. It's called Pro Retinol because it contains, I forget which botanical that they say is like a retinol, but it's not. It doesn't have the potency, it doesn't have the science, it's not a retinol. So as long as you temper your expectations and go into this for the moisture and the experience, I think you'll be really happy. If you are going into this for the anti-aging benefits of retinol, you're not gonna find that here. But I do have a product for that I'll talk about in a minute. I have two products that are from Osea Malibu that are my spa-like body products. So first is the Undaria Algae Body Oil. It comes in this beautiful glass jar, and this contains essential oils, a seaweed-infused body oil that softens, nourishes, and firms. It minimizes the look of stretch marks. It's rich yet never greasy. I find this to be quite fragrant. So that's a drop of the oil. Yeah, it has that like zesty, kind of citrusy, fresh scent that Osea Malibu does so well. This is a slightly richer oil than the Necessaire, I would say. It's something that I reserve for before bed when I'm gonna be wearing pajamas. I would probably not wanna wear this underneath my regular clothing, but it just like makes me feel like I have left a fancy spa because the scent really lingers. It like cloaks the body in the most beautiful, refreshed, like green kind of scent. I love it, especially when I've paired it with the Osea Malibu Anti-Aging Body Balm. So this is a liquid body balm that combines the hydration of a lotion and the anti-aging benefits of a serum. So I would agree with that. This texture is what's really unique. It comes out in like little droplets and it has a fluid quality. And it also smells super refreshing and green, even more refreshing, I think, and more scented than the body oil. This is also such a unique texture, and I think that's what I love about it. It's almost like when you take a hard balm and you rub it between your hands and it becomes melty. It's like that version of a body balm. So it's like a liquefied balm. It's so lovely. It's really deeply moisturizing. And these are the two that I use usually after my fancy bath. I use my fancy body products, maybe like on a Sunday night or something as I'm resetting for the week. And they're definitely an indulgence. For a body treatment, for example, to treat keratosis pilaris or body acne, body breakouts, ingrown hairs, I really love the Paula's Choice body treatments line. So this is the 2% BHA, which I would recommend if you have like back acne, chest acne, any body breakouts. This is going to help get into those pores and help manage oil production within the pores. If you have keratosis pilaris or just generally rough, flaky, like chicken skin, I would recommend the AHA body lotion. I think that's a 10% glycolic, so that's going to help resurface the surface of your skin and give you a more refined, softer feel across the surface of the skin. And then there's a version of this with retinol, where if you're targeting anti-aging and you want to focus on firming up the skin and sort of strengthening the skin elasticity, that's the one I would go for. And I think they're just really well formulated. Paula's Choice does active so well, and I really trust them to help with body treatments. I mentioned earlier that I have a sensitive décolletage, so my neck and chest are where I'm most prone to eczema, to any potential skin rashes or redness. I sometimes get heat rashes, and I came across a product this year that has really changed the game for me. So this is the Eczema Honey Skin Soothing Cream. It's a body cream that legitimately looks like honey. So it looks like that. It contains a really high concentration of honey as well as colloidal oatmeal. So it's in a blend of oils as well: olive oil, sweet almond oil, aloe, sunflower seed oil, and it doesn't contain fragrance. This is something that I slather on my skin after every shower or bath, especially while the skin is still moist, before the air kind of like dehydrates the skin. I've noticed that keeping my neck area really, really moisturized and deeply hydrated is the first step to kind of protecting my skin barrier in that area. Especially if you do deal with eczema or other skin issues, oftentimes those are issues with the skin barrier and the skin barrier not being fortified enough. And something like this can be really helpful. For me, it's like a step beyond moisturizer. I still do use moisturizer and slather it across that area, but I start with a rather rich layer of this. So this is what the texture of the cream is like. It's not sticky, but it's definitely rich and emollient. I think because it's so full of different oils, it feels pretty buttery, and it's not sticky like honey, but it does have like a kind of skin coating quality. It really cocoons that area with moisture, and it's something that I like to use before bed. I would not use this in the daytime personally. If you're going to be wearing clothing that might stick to that area, or it might like rub off onto that area. For me, it's something I put on, I slather, and I just let it like really sink in deeply overnight. But I have not had a really bad eczema outbreak this year, and usually around the change in seasons, moving from warm weather into cold weather, that's when I get triggered, and I haven't had that breakout yet. I mean, knock on wood, we'll see, but my eczema and irritation has been really under control, and I do credit it to this product. So let's talk about hand creams. We all washed our hands a million times every day this year and last year, and that really takes a toll on your hands. I always think about my mom saying that your hands show your age first. Not that there's anything wrong with showing age, but I do want to protect my hands so that they age gracefully. So I have two hand cream picks. The first is a very like hardcore functional hand mask or hand cream. It's the La Roche-Posay Cicaplast hand cream. It says it's a barrier cream with 4% niacinamide and 30% glycerin. So you notice I slipped up and said hand mask, but it almost does feel like that. This is not like your creamy, buttery hand lotion. In fact, it comes out as more like a balm. And when I first tried this, I thought it was going to be really heavy, almost like Vaseline. But the weirdest thing happens where you start to rub this in and it's thick, it's rich, but you're spreading it, and then suddenly it just like disappears. It like sinks into the skin, but it also feels like it coats your hands and your cuticles, and it's very protective. I've had a lot of followers and subscribers message me and say that they are teachers, nurses, other healthcare professionals that are really hard on their hands or use their hands for work, and that this has been a total lifesaver. It's also unscented. That addition of niacinamide is nice because niacinamide can be brightening. So if you're worried about sunspots or just age spots in general, it's very nice. So this is what I mean. This is how the texture starts out. It almost looks like petroleum jelly, but then you rub it in and it has like a soft matte touch, and then it just like goes away. It's really weird. Like you could be on your phone right after, you could be typing on your keyboard right after, and it doesn't leave like a sticky residue, and it doesn't leave product behind. It just like coats your hand and feels very, very comfortable. And especially if you're in really cold weather, if you're in snow or your hands are feeling a little bit wind chapped, this has been really, really amazing. And I like to rub it into my cuticles as well because it's really protective. There is a high level, I think, of silicone in here, which is a good thing. Silicone is what creates that protective barrier between your skin and the air. And so it's what helps lead to long-lasting moisture and protection over time. My other hand cream pick is by Necessaire. Again, it's so predictable, but I just really like their products. This is also fragrance-free, so it's great for sensitive skin, and it contains peptides. And I really like that because peptides help support anti-aging, they help support your skin barrier. They're a great part of any skincare routine. And I like to think of my hands sometimes as having their own skincare routine. So this is a metal tube. It's a pretty lightweight hand cream. I feel like even though it comes out as like a richer lotion, it's definitely more of a traditional lotion-y texture than the La Roche-Posay one. It still rubs in very quickly, and it's a very lightweight lotion-y hand cream. It's not greasy. So again, this is the kind of thing that I can apply and then go back to using my hands. I actually keep this one at my desk, and it's my desk side companion because it sinks in quickly and it doesn't leave residue behind. I also feel like, you know, if you have sensitized hands or cracked hands, or like your cuticles are coming apart or bleeding or something like that, you don't always want a fragranced hand cream. I think they're nice to have, but I find myself using fragrance-free hand creams much more frequently, also because I like perfume. So I don't want a hand cream sometimes that's going to compete with my body fragrance, whatever fragrance I have on. So yeah, that's why my two hand cream picks are both fragrance free, and I think they are both going to be like universally loved. I want to talk briefly about my shave cream. So this is the EOS Shea Butter Shave Cream. This is the scent Vanilla Bliss. This is such an interesting texture. It's actually more like a shave lotion. It's not a foam. So it's a plastic bottle with a pump, and it comes out, I'll just show you actually, it comes out much like a body lotion. So it doesn't transform in texture, but it's really, really rich and nourishing. I don't ever feel like I'm going to risk getting razor burn with this. It feels moisturizing as I'm using it, especially when I use this on my legs. I've noticed that my legs feel really moisturized after, and so they're not irritated, they're not like red, and the scent Vanilla Bliss is really beautiful. They also have this in a couple of other like fruity scents and citrus scents. I'm typically not someone who's really picky about what I use to shave, but since this has come into my life, I have a whole new appreciation for a shave product that gives you a kind of more elevated experience. And because it is a cream, I find that it sticks to your body a lot better than a shaving foam. Sometimes I feel like shave foams just kind of like slide off your body, and this doesn't do that. My last body product is a body SPF. There were many like functional body SPFs that I used this year, like the Sunbum one, the SPF 51. That's kind of my go-to for any outdoor activity and for swimming especially. I did a lot of that this summer. It's water resistant. It's great. It's super functional. But this is the Supergoop Glow Oil SPF 50, and I really loved this year. This is an older packaging. They've since repackaged it, but it's like a dry touch oil that's also an SPF. So if you're laying out by the pool, if you're on vacation and you want your legs to look a little bit like shiny and sexy, this is a great SPF top-up option. It also has a spray component, like a mister, so you can reapply your SPF really easily. For me, this is more of a touch-up product. I like to have a base of like serious body SPF lotion down, like the Sun Bum one, and then I like to top up as I go with the SPF oil. But yeah, I really love it. It's all chemical SPFs. It's, I think this is also water resistant, is it? Yeah, it's water resistant up to 80 minutes, and it's just a beautiful, pretty unique product. And I feel like if you have something that makes you enjoy reapplying SPF, you will reapply it more and you'll get more sun protection. So yeah, if you just want to spice up your body SPF life, definitely give this a shot. Let's briefly touch on my favorite candles this year. I have just a couple. You know I love candles. I could go on and on about them for a very long time, but there were a couple that just really stood out to me. The first candle I want to shout out really speaks to my heart. It's the Sun-Kissed Citrus Candle by Palm Trees and 80 Degrees. So Palm Trees and 80 Degrees was founded by my dear friend Danielle on Instagram. I will link her as well as the brand in the description box below, along with everything else. But this is such a gorgeous, like juicy citrus. Danielle lives in Florida and this reminds me of Florida. It's very like grapefruity and it has like a sweetness to it. It's like the kind of thing that just feels like a burst of like juicy, delicious, like summery goodness. She recently upgraded to these beautiful glass vessels. They're like a dark glass. And the burn time on these is 40 hours, it's 10 ounces. This is small batch, it's hand poured in South Florida. It's a small business, it's Black owned. I'm so proud and excited for Danielle that she has created this lovely brand. And this scent fills the whole room. It fills my whole house, honestly. And I'm a citrus lover. I could burn citrus all year long, even though it's not like technically a wintry scent. It's just so refreshing and pleasant in every room that you use it in. So one of my citrusy favorites. The other candle standout to me this year has been the Otherland candle in the scent Velvet Persimmon. So I've spoken about Otherland many times. I have all of my favorite fall and winter candles in a video that I'll link in the cards. This is from their Homestead collection. So every Otherland candle comes in this beautiful box, gorgeous artwork, and this is Velvet Persimmon. I have burned it before, but I just keep it in the packaging because it's so beautiful. So this is what Velvet Persimmon looks like. I just think it's such a unique scent combination. So it says it includes juicy persimmon, velvety leaves, and mulled cider. It has that like burst of fruitiness from the persimmon and the apple. I actually even get notes of pear in this. It doesn't claim to have pear, but I get a pear kind of note. But it's not just like a juicy fruit kind of candle. There's a subtle complexity to it and a groundedness that I think the velvety leaves bring to this candle that makes it grounded. It was part of a fall collection, so it does feel autumnal in a way, and it's just so stunning. Of all of the Otherland candles I've tried, I also think this has the best throw. It's really good at filling a room, even large rooms. Some of the Otherland candles I've tried are better for smaller rooms, but Velvet Persimmon is great in any room. It's the kind of candle that makes everyone who walks into a room ask what it is, because it's so striking and beautiful and fruity without being too sweet, kind of woodsy. It just strikes such a like homey, delicious chord in my little heart. So Velvet Persimmon definitely stuck out to me this year. So to close this video out, I want to talk about a few perfumes. So there are two perfumes that really are my most worn this year. The first is Atelier Cologne Clementine California. This is a longtime favorite, many years in the running, and it's something I would consider a signature scent of mine. Obviously, I love citrus, but this is not your sweet, juicy citrus the way that, for example, the Sun-Kissed Citrus Candle is. This is more of a woodsy, earthy kind of citrus. It opens with those bright notes of clementine, but it actually wears into a woodsier note, not in like a sandalwood kind of way, but I think this has notes of cedar. And then it settles into a bit of a warmer, like skin-like musk at the end of the day. It's not the longest lasting. I would say I noticed this for 5-6 hours, but at the end of the day, it has really settled into something pleasant and skin-like. I don't really mind that because to me, this is more of like a daytime appropriate fragrance. It's something I would wear and have worn in the evening too, but it's a signature scent because I can wear it every day. The other most worn perfume is by Dead Cool, and this is Milk. So this is what they call a layering fragrance, meaning it is designed to be very lightweight, close to the skin, and to pair with other fragrances to give them a slightly kind of muskier, creamier feel. This is, if you like Glossier You, or if you like any of those very skin-like, like not perfumey perfumes, you will love this. So this has notes of musk, and it has a little bit of creaminess to it, and there's also a slight woodsiness. There's actually notes of bergamot in here and also amber. So there's a kind of warmth and roundness to this. For me, this is something that I can easily wear during the day. I can layer it with other fragrances to make them a little bit rounder and warmer. And it's just such a cool idea for a fragrance. This is a perfume I get compliments on all the time when I'm wearing it, and I go to like hug people. They're always like, "Ooh, you smell so good." And it's something I can wear really easily, which I think to me is what makes something a signature fragrance. It's also not so strong or so much of a statement that it's in no way offensive, I should say. Like, it's not something that people are going to wonder what you're wearing and be like, oh, she's wearing like so much perfume if you work in an office or in a hospital or something like that. It just does enough to make you feel fresh and smell good and creamy and like inviting and warm. So that concludes my best of series, best of makeup, skincare, hair care, body care, and fragrance. If you have joined me for any part of this series, I'm so grateful. I hope you enjoyed going really in depth with me. This has been a really fun series to do, and I can't wait to see where this channel takes us. I will see you in 2022. Bye.